Good day, folks. Welcome back to Weird Sisters 13. I'm Sister Is. I am coming back to follow up with my part 1 video on spellcraft process for you. So, in that video, we spoke about aligning our energies to be able to do any work that we were trying to accomplish. Spellcraft, ritual work, and maybe trying to reduce stress, rid yourself of anxiety, maybe just be in tune and present with the things around you. So I showed you an example of how I use that method of lowering my vibration to be in alignment with what I'm working with. And in that process, I was working on a sigil, a sigil spell that I'm going to be selling. Now, as a visual artist, I enjoy all types of visual spellcraft, as you can imagine. Sigils, divination, runes, symbols, all of that. And I use that method a lot in my work in order to be able to implement the ideas and messages that I like to try to get across. So, that being said, this particular piece is a sigil for calming, relaxing, being still and focused. And I used the method of aligning my energetic vibration with the energetic vibration of calm, being calm and still and focused. And I was able to implement that in this piece. So, now the next step, there's another one. There's another one. Once our spellcraft, ritual, whatever it is that we're trying to achieve is accomplished, specifically when we're talking about spellcraft and ritual, one of the things that we need to remember is that there are follow-up things now. There are steps that we need to take to ensure the success of our work and that it continues to flow and be useful to us in our process in life and in our spiritual lives. So, one of the best methods, a little bit of a tongue twister there, one of the best methods of follow-up that I have found is gratitude. Plain and simple, folks. Gratitude. It's one of the easiest, most versatile ways of follow-up with your spellcraft and ritual work. Even if it's just the simple gratitude for being able to do the work in the first place. Excuse me. You want to make sure that it is known across the web, across the universe, across time, that you have gratitude and that you use it. And gratitude can be shown in many ways. I do a lot of spellcraft and a lot of ritual work surrounding my work as a visual artist. So I feel like there needs to be an even exchange of energy and also a showing of gratitude for the work that I have done and the things that I have achieved with the help of the energies of our Mother Earth, the elements that surround us and dwell in our bodies, go through our bodies, the connections that we have with the earth and all of the living creatures on it, including one another. So when you're following up in that way and showing gratitude in those ways, a lot of times that's referred to as acting in accord. You're acting in accord with your spell work, in alignment with your ritual work, in alignment with the direction of your will and intention. So, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of things that I do that specifically relate to the work that I do. These things can be implemented in anything that you do. As I said, one of the best things about gratitude is that we can be creative and versatile with its implementation, following up, acting in accord with our spell work. So, first things first, when it comes to gratitude and acting in accord with the visual art stuff for me and the work that I've done there, and that is taking care of and respecting my tools. I do not waste materials. I do not waste supplies. I attempt to keep them clean and prepared to use when I am ready and asking to use them. So that's one way. Another way is, as I said, I work with the energies of the earth directly and the connection with her and the elements. Therefore, I try to make sure that any products, materials, or methods that I use do not damage her or cause any excessive harm or anything like that. I try to make sure that I do not use anything toxic or harmful to the planet, the elements, or the people and things that live on the planet. That's important to me. And it's important to being acting in accord with my work. One of the other things that I do is, if we are talking about acting in accord, we're also talking about even exchange of energy. Whenever you put energy out, you want to make sure that the energies that are being received back or that you're working with can be evenly exchanged with your own. And in a non-magical sense, an even exchange of energy in the society that we live in, which is capitalist, is an exchange of money for goods, services, anything rendered. So I make sure that if that is the exchange for whatever work that I have done, that I spend that money wisely, and that I don't waste it or misuse it. Now, am I perfect at that? No. No, not by any means. I'm not perfect at any of these things. They're just things that I attempt to do so that I stay in alignment with the work that I'm doing and I don't work against my magic. And that I'm not contradicting my spell work. So, do I look to get better at these things as I go forward? Absolutely. Absolutely. Practice makes perfect, right? So, I do intend to improve on any of the things that I do in terms of acting in accord and being in alignment with my spell work. So those are some ideas and some examples of how I use those methods. As I said, you can apply that to any type of spellcraft, ritual work that you're doing. Just remember that following up is important. You don't want to leave spell work or ritual work, any kind of energetic work, open-ended. And believe me, I'm sure I even have something out there right now that I started at one point and I was like, meh. For whatever reason, it wasn't the right time. It wasn't, the energies weren't right. Maybe I wasn't in alignment with that work. Who knows? Speaking of that, though, if that is the case, and that does happen, One of the things that we can do in those cases to assist with that as well is call back our energies. Any energies that you have that are out there just randomly around in the universe that maybe you had directed and intended at one point, and that direction is not the same, and those intentions aren't the same, call that energy back to you. Um, Especially if you're feeling depleted, especially if you feel like you don't have that energy and you don't have those things. Call it back to you. It's yours. It belongs to you. You can do that and be okay, calling your energy back to you, and making sure that it is your energy that you're calling back to you. That's the one thing I would say about that. But definitely do that. Feel free to do that. That's a good way as well to follow up with spell work, especially if you're doing inner work where you're trying to fill yourself up, or you're trying to achieve things for wholeness for the self. Calling your energy back to you is a good way to do that as well. If we're talking about being involved in the spell work. And you can keep doing that as part of being in alignment with it, and doing so in gratitude. Um, so those are the things that I wanted to say about that, and following up with your spellcraft. And just remember that this is a creative process, really. Witchcraft, spellcraft, ritual craft. Those are arts. These are all arts that we do, and that we share, and that we live. And so in that, when we're spending those types of energies and having those types of intentions, and our will attached to that, it's very important that we maintain that work, and maintain the processes that honor that work, and honor the work that we have already done. So I would love to hear if any of you have anything to add to this topic or this conversation. I would love to hear how you follow up with your spell work, and act in accord and stay in alignment with your magical work. Feel free to leave those comments down below, and I look forward to speaking with you again. This is Sister Is signing off from Weird Sisters 13. Have a blessed day.